Hi Sobis and aspiring Sobis, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Doyen, and in this tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to make this mesh dress design. So if this looks like what you're interested in, you want to keep watching this video to the end. In order to achieve this mesh design, these are the basic materials we need to work with. The first thing I have here is this striped lines cotton rib fabric in black and white. Then I also have this fabric in replacement of 40 fabric, which I'm going to be using for the part design at the top part of my jersey. Then I also have this mesh itself, which is about 1 yard. So these are the basic materials I'm going to be working with. Then for the measurement, this is what I'm going to be working with. I'm going to be working with a medium size for this particular tutorial. So the first thing I did here was to lay my fabric on a fold using my body measurement as a guide for my width measurement. My body measurement is 44 inches. 44 inches divided by 4 is 11 inches. I added same allowance to that, so we have 11.5. So the next thing is my length measurement. So while doing that, I took out 8 inches at the top side of my length measurement. So I'm going to measure 31 inches here, even though my full line measurement is 29 inches. So including seam allowance and all of that, I just decided to mark out 31 inches. So I'm just going to cut out what we have here. So for those who always ask me what kind of fabrics do you use and all of that, the details of the fabric I use is usually in the description box. So please always check the description box of every of my video to check the details of the fabrics used for any tutorial that I upload. So the fabric I have here is what I'm going to be adding to the top side of my jersey. This fabric is a polyester fabric, and for this tutorial I'm going to recommend the shiny fabric for you if you have an access to the shiny fabric. The shiny fabric in my location is called 40, but it wasn't available in black color, so I just had to go for something similar to it, and this particular one is slightly shiny but not as shining as the 40 fabrics. If you want more details as regards the material used, please always check your description box. Thank you. So the next thing here is to measure the length. So remember that previously we took out 8 inches from the actual length measurement, so I'm just going to add 1 inch to that inches, which includes the seam allowance and all of that. Then I'm going to measure 9 inches, which is what you are seeing on your screen. Now mind you, for the width of this as well, we're going to go along with the body measurements, which we measured as 11.5 inches. So what we have here is also 11.5 inches, the same measurement as the major body as well. So I'm just going to connect this together, then I'm going to pin this together. Pinning on the allowance we're going to be sewing in. So I'm going to leave out an allowance of about 0.5, which is what we're going to be sewing on. Also, another thing you can do in replacement of this is to make a straight stitch within the allowance of about 0.5, just to secure what we're trying to achieve here. So after that, this is what it looks like. So this is going to serve as my front bodies. The next thing is I'm going to make a fold on my back bodies like this. Then I'm going to be working with the width measurements we started with, which is 11.5. Then I'm going to align it together properly, then position the front bodies on the back bodies. So the back bodies is going to be plain, but then if you don't want to work with a plain mesh for your back bodies, you can decide to add a plain material to it, just like we did for the front bodies. Now in this particular tutorial, we're not going to be adding to the shoulder allowance of our back bodies, so we're going to be cutting the shoulders equally in this particular tutorial. And if you still feel you want to add to your shoulder line measurements in this tutorial on your own, you can also do that. It doesn't change anything, doesn't affect anything. The next thing here is my full length measurement. So my measurement book, my full length is 29 inches, so I'm going to just add 1.5 inches seam allowance to that. So what I'm going to measure here would be 30.5, which is what you can see me measure on your screen. Next thing here is my shoulder measurement. On my measurement book, my shoulder measurement is 18 inches, so I'm going to divide that into 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9 inches. I'm going to add half inch seam allowance to that, so I'm going to measure 9.5 inches on this point here. Next again is my neckline measurement. So for my neckline width, I'm going to measure 2.5 inches for my neckline because I don't want it to be too wide. You can try to make yours 3 inches depending on how wide you want it to be. Next thing here is my neckline depth, of which I'm going to measure 1 inch, which is going to serve as the neckline depth for the back bodies of my jersey. So I'm just going to use my French curve to trace out the curve around my neckline. So from this point here, I'm going to come down by 1 inch, and I'm going to form a slopey line towards my neckline, just as illustrated in this video. So I'm just going to use my ruler to connect these lines together, just as you can see me do right here. For my shoulder line point here, I'm going to come down by 9 inches for my armhole measurement. Next again, I'm going to take my shoulder measurement around my chest line area, which is 9.5. So I'm going to just connect this straight line together, just as you can see on your screen. Then the next thing I'm going to do here is form a midpoint for my armhole. 9 inches divided by 2 is 4.5 inches. So I'm just going to mark that point here. From the center point, I'm just going to come in by 0.5. Then I'm going to use my French curve to connect these lines together, positioning it just as you can see me do in this video. The next thing here is to measure the depth of my front neckline. So I'm just going to measure about 6 inches as my neckline depth for the front bodies. Now at this point, you can decide to come down by 7 inches depending on how deep you actually want your neckline to be. But because I don't want mine to be too deep, I'm just going to work in with 6 inches. So basically what I'm trying to do here is to form a V shape around my neckline. So at this point, we already have our basic bodies drafted already. So I'm just going to widen the neckline a little, just like you can see me do right here. Then I'm going to confirm my body measurement if it's intact, which is 11.5 inches. And what we have here is 11.5 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead to cut out what we have here. So after cutting, this is what we have. So I'm just going to check out my neckline if it is not too small. And what I am seeing here is quite small as regards the wideness of the neckline. So I'm just going to broaden it a little by about 0.5. I don't want it to be too wide, but at the same time, I don't also want it too small. So I'm just going to broaden it a little by about 0.5 here. And I'm just going to cut out what we have here. So with this measurement modification, I'm going to say that for the width of your neckline, make use of 3 inches, while for the depth, make use of 6.5 inches. I hope you understand better. So with the width of this particular neckline, I think I am good to go. So I'm just going to put this aside. Next thing I'm going to measure here is my sleeve measurement. So I'm just going to fold my fabric like this. Then the next thing you want to do here is to measure your full length. So my measurement book, my sleeve length is 10 inches. I'm going to add the same allowance of 1.5 inches. So what we have here is 11.5. Then on my sleeve circumference, we have 10 inches. So I got 10 inches by adding 1 inch to my armhole measurement. So from the top point of my sleeve, I'm going to come down by 3.5. Then again, from that 3.5, I'm going to come down again by 1.5. So on the second line, I'm going to measure my round sleeve. On my measurement book, my round sleeve is 16 inches. 16 inches divided by 2 is 8. So I'm going to add same allowance, which is 8.5. Then on my down sleeve measurement is 7 inches. But I'm going to add 1 inch seam allowance to that because I decided to modify my down sleeve measurement to 15 inches. So I'm just going to connect these lines together towards my sleeve circumference. Then I'm going to form a curve around the sleeve area here, around the sleeve curve area, just as you can see me do right here. So you can decide to just form your curve just the way you know how to do it. So once you have that done, the next thing is to cut out what we have here. The next thing is I'm going to notch the center point of my sleeve. So we have everything that we need at this point. So I'm just going to couple everything together.
Hello, I'm super excited to announce to you that our online courses are now available. So if you are interested in learning more about streetwear, you want to know how to make t-shirts, joggers, hoodies, varsity jacket, tracksuits, sweatpants, cargo pants, and so many more, these courses are made for you. The courses are displayed on your screen. So if you are interested in registering for any of these courses, then you want to just click on the link underneath this video to register for these courses. And guys, guess what? These courses are well detailed. You're going to be learning how to identify fabrics, how to matchmake fabrics, size charts, measurements, and the like, depending on the course you are actually subscribing for. So you don't want to miss out on this opportunity. So kindly click on the link in my bio. Kindly click on the link in the description to actually register for this class. Bye.
Now, before you message me for any of these courses, please make sure that you are ready to register. Please do not message me if you are not ready to register. Ejo. So the next thing you want to do here is to make a stitch on this allowance you created. So I'm just going to take out my pins while I actually sew on the allowance I left behind. After sewing, this is what my front bodice looks like. So the next thing I'm just going to do here is to join the shoulder lines together. So this is the back bodice and this is the front bodice. So I'm just going to position it together like this. I'm going to connect the shoulder lines together. So what I'm going to be doing next is make a stitch on the shoulder lines. After sewing, this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to spread out my armhole area like this. Then I'm going to position the center point of my sleeve on the center point of my main body. So the main body's center point is where the joining is. So I'm just going to connect the notch part of the center point of my sleeve towards the joining and pin this down, just as you can see. So basically I'm just going to be extending the sleeve around the armhole, and obviously you can see that it fits into what we have on the armhole measurement. So I'm just going to sew this round, and I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side of my sleeve as well. So after sewing, this is what my sleeve area looks like. So the next thing here is I'm going to connect my sleeve together like this. So basically I'm going to be joining the side of my jersey, and this is going to start from my sleeve towards my body area. And if you can observe closely, you will see that there's a little excess around my armhole area. So I'm just going to trim this slightly, just as you can see on your screen. I'm also going to do the same thing on the other side as well. So after that, I'm going to connect my armhole together like this, then pin it down. So from my sleeve, I'm going to make a straight stitch down to the body area of my t-shirt. I'm also going to repeat the same thing on the other side as well. So after joining the sides, this is what my jersey looks like. So the next thing is the neckline. I'm going to measure what we have on the neckline circumference. So whatever we have here will determine what we're going to measure for the neckline band. So what I have here is 11.5. So I'm just going to subtract 2.5 from 11.5. So after the subtraction, what we have is 9 inches. So on my neckline band, I'm just going to go ahead to measure 9 inches for my neckline band. So this is my neckline band. I'm going to place it on a fold like this to measure 9 inches. So at this point, you don't need to add the seam allowance because the material we're working with is very stretchy, so we don't need to add any seam allowance to it. So after cutting, I'm going to make a fold on my cutting rib just as illustrated in this video. So the allowance of this fold is going to be measured as 1.5. Then I'm just going to cut out what we have here. So this is what I'm going to be using for my neckline band. So the next thing I'm going to do is to form a center point for my band. Then I'm going to fold it like this, just as illustrated in this video. So from this point here, I'm going to measure 1 inch inward, just as you can see me do right here. So I'm going to mark a point here, then slant it towards the other end of my band, just as illustrated in this video. So you can see that we have something in the form of a slant shape. So I'm just going to cut this out. So after that, you should have something like this. The next thing to do here is to make a straight stitch following the shape of what we have here. So once I'm done sewing, I'm just going to notch the center point like this, and I'm going to spread it out around this area, then position it like this. So at this point, this is the shape of what we have. So I'm just going to properly align it together like this. So what you just want to do here is to make a stitch around here to secure the shape of what we just created. So you can just sew this round just to be on the safer side. After sewing, this is what my neckline band looks like. So the next thing I'm just going to do here is to form the center point for my neckline circumference. So I'm going to pick it up from the center point, then connect towards the back side. So on the back side, I'm going to notch this point here. Then for the neckline band, I'm also going to notch the center point here, just as illustrated in this video. So on the V neck shape, I'm going to create a notch around that area. So what you just want to do here is to connect your V shape like this, then notch towards the downside. So what you're just trying to do here is to create an opening around the V shape to create an ease while adding the band. So on this point, I'm going to just notch downward a bit, just as illustrated in this video. So the next thing I'm going to do is to connect this part of my neckline band to the V shape of my neckline circumference, and I'm going to pin this down. So after that, I'm going to connect my neckline band towards the center point of my neckline as seen in this video. Then I'm going to pin this down. So after that, I'm just going to sew around the shape of what we have here. So while sewing, I'm just going to make sure that I stretch my neckline band to fit into what I have on the neckline circumference. So after attaching my neckline band, this is what it looks like. This is what we have. So I'm just going to properly align this together, and then I'm going to go ahead to weave this on my overlock machine. So after weaving on the inside of my neckline band, this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead to top stitch around my neckline. After top stitching my neckline, this is what it looks like. So the next thing I'm going to do is to tape my down sleeve and also tape the downside of my jersey. So after taping my jersey, this is what it looks like. This is the downside, and this is what the stitch looks like. Then this is also the sleeve, and this is what the stitch looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead to add my customization to this. So here is the print we're going to be adding to it. This is a flex print, and I'm just going to go ahead to eat that up. So guys, here is the final look of what we just created, and trust me, this is a boutique standard mesh jersey. So another thing to properly look out for is the neckline area of your jersey. So I'm just going to eat this up again, and here is the final result of what my neckline looks like. So if you're going to be trying this, please kindly let me know in the comment section, and do not forget to like this particular video, comment and share to your loved ones, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye guys.